Match number 42 of the Tata IPL 2025, and we are slowly and steadily heading towards the business end of the tournament. Neha, once again, welcome back to the show. Very nice to have you back. And it's the reverse fixture between the Royals versus the Royals. The Royal Challengers Bengaluru conquered at Jaipur, but it's going to be an even Stevens game because the jinx, you can say, or the curse of Chinnaswamy continues for the home side, isn't it?
I think I'm really happy to be here. Couldn't have asked for a perfect start there, right? The battle of the Royals, as you rightly say. I think RCB's clearly not had the best vein of form at
Correct.
home. Hopefully, this match, can undo a lot of the damage that us fans are going through. But no complaints. We're winning a lot of the away games, so at least that's giving the boys a world of confidence. RCB is sitting pretty comfortable at the table right now, so at least no concerns on that front. But getting that home win, I think, will really tilt the scales
Absolutely.
in RCB's favor.
So if you're given a chance, would you play all your games away from home then?
I mean, in an ideal world, it would be great, right? But then Chinnaswamy, the kind of vibe and the support that it produces for RCB, right? It's pretty much unparalleled. And the players themselves have spoken about how much they love the support that's coming in from the fans. It's just a matter of just winning those tosses. All the matches that RCB has lost, is also because of the fact that we've lost the toss. We've not been able to, be on the chasing side of things. And batting first, there is like an immense amount of pressure. So probably a change in fortunes with the toss could probably see that also spiking
Absolutely.
onto the results. So, yeah, fingers crossed.
Absolutely. Chinnaswamy, Wankare, we all know how important the toss is at these venues, but huge blow for the Rajasthan Royals once again. No Sanju Samson for this fixture. Riyan Parag is going to lead the side.
Oh yeah, I think Sanju Samson missing out will be massive for Rajasthan Royals. I think ever since he came back from his finger injury, man hasn't looked the same. Been playing as an impact player, and that really changes the complexion of the side as well, right? Riyan Parag is just 23. Asking him to lead a franchise of this nature is a big ask. But again, missing Sanju is massive. Hopefully, Riyan Parag can get his act right. He's registered like one win in the 4 games he is captain. So at least he would look to undo all of that. All in all, I think RCB looks better placed, but Rajasthan will have to really get their act together.
100%, because what I see, and I'm sure you have must have seen as well, the team inside the dressing room, the vibe doesn't look the same because they're not on the same page, be it with Sanju Samson, without Sanju Samson. But you can literally say they choked in the run chase against the Lucknow Super Giants.
Absolutely. I think that was really difficult to watch probably as a Rajasthan Royals fan because this is versus LSG. I know LSG has been doing well, but losing by that minute margin of 2 runs definitely doesn't do them a world of good. Right? I think Abid Khan was really
Correct.
flying high after the kind of performance he put in. A lot of people also bringing in very bizarre allegations of like match fixing and all of that. Plus, you did talk about there being some sort of an unrest within the dressing room. So a lot of this external noise and just pressure with your performances not being up to the mark, definitely not a good time to be in the Rajasthan Royals camp, I think.
Indeed so. And let's take a look in the head-to-head between the Rajasthan Royals and the Royal Challengers Bengaluru in the last 5 encounters. 3-2 so far, but yes, the momentum is coming from the Royal Challengers Bengaluru because of the performance they performed at Jaipur. But a couple of positives you can say in this side. One is that the change which was made in the previous game, I think that paid dividends for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. It was about to happen. We were waiting for a few games. All the RCB fans were waiting because Liam Livingston is becoming a liability in the side. And now you have made a very, very smart change of going for Romario Shepherd. I think that's a fantastic change that gives you a little bit of batting. He wasn't required in the previous game, but we know how good a bowler he is. Similarly, if you go a little bit one more game back, the rain-interrupted game, good to see Tim David getting some extra deliveries and scoring a half century.
Absolutely. I think these were some very interesting changes, right? Let's first probably talk about Tim David, the kind of magical form that he has been in, has not put one wrong foot ever since, he's come into this RCB setup. The kind of reputation
Correct.
he has, right, of getting those big ones, he's quite lived up to it. So, as RCB fans, we would only keep our fingers crossed that he can continue this form. But a slight disappointment perhaps there with Liam Livingston. Again, someone, who one would have hoped would be able to carry on the kind of form, the free hitting sixes and all of that, and just getting those wickets, but has not been able to deliver as per expectations. But I think it just reflects a lot on RCB's auction strategy as well, right? They have like ready backups for each player who isn't performing. So Romario Shepherd coming in was definitely a good sign. Hopefully, we get to see a little bit of him as well, the batting side of things. But probably that was a very good change by the management.
Absolutely. It was a very good change. He was given a go with the ball as well. We know he's a terrific fielder. I think that gives you a little bit of balance in this side. But overall, team looks good. We'll come to the playing 11 as the show progresses. Let's take a look in the pitch report of the Chinnaswamy Stadium. While we all know that Chinnaswamy Stadium is a chasing hunting ground, no matter if it's a shortened game or a full game. But if you look into the scores, it doesn't look like as a Chinnaswamy Stadium surface, because I don't think so that we are playing at the surface we all know over the years. 165 to 170 has been the average total so far in this year, keeping aside the rain curtailed game against the Punjab Kings. Your thoughts on that? Not a single 200 plus score yet.
Yeah, I mean, teams batting first have clearly, struggled. In this case, it has been RCB, right? Unable to
Correct.
just get off the blocks and make the most of the surface. I think it just is very reflective of how the surface has not been conducive for batters. Known to be a batting paradise, shorter boundaries, you would see a lot more runs coming in. But perhaps the nature of the pitch itself has changed. I think Josh Hazelwood also spoke about how, they're just taking time to adapt to the surface and learn from their mistakes. But that clearly hasn't happened over the course of 3 games, especially versus Punjab as well, right? RCB was again at the receiving end of, batting first, and it was a rain curtailed encounter. So coming in with that additional pressure, hopefully RCB can probably figure out how they can better handle the pitch conditions, but a very unlike Chinnaswamy surface.
Absolutely, very unlike Chinnaswamy Stadium, but it's going to be, you can say, a homecoming return for somebody like a Vanindu Hasaranga at the Chinnaswamy Stadium.
Oh yes, man has played for RCB in the past, so it will be exciting to see how he goes in RR colours as well. Plus, I think the surface might actually end up suiting him. Either innings he is bowling, so kind of looking forward to seeing him bowl well. Hopefully, not too well in a lot of RCB wickets in his kitty, but either case, rooting for him to do his thing for RR.
Absolutely, rooting for him to do well, rooting for him to do a little bit of Pushpa celebration as well on the other end for the Rajasthan Royals. I beg your pardon. Fair enough. Let's take a look at the strategic timeout section now, Neha. As you all know, 4 questions, 60 seconds. Your time starts now. Virat Kohli or Yashasvi Jaiswal, who do you think will score more runs tonight?
For me, it has to be Virat Kohli, Preetham. No doubts about that. He's been in an amazing patch, and I think it's just a matter of time before he starts scoring runs in Chinnaswamy.
Okay, so Virat Kohli, no doubt about that. Josh Hazelwood or Jofra Archer, which overseas seamer do you think will pick more wickets?
Yeah, this one's a toughie. Heart says Josh Hazelwood. Man has really adapted well to the Chinnaswamy surface, has been bowling really well, and the line and length seems Jofra Archer too has been doing well, but I think just give the edge to Josh here. Yeah.
Okay, Vanindu Hasaranga or Krunal Pandya, which all-rounder do you think will have a bigger impact tomorrow?
I think it's going to be Krunal Pandya. Again, he's someone who comes in with that sort of a repertoire of being able to do things with the bat and the ball particularly, right? So at least I probably put all my eggs in Krunal Pandya's basket.
Okay, final one. Who will be a player of the match?
Yeah, this one's again tricky. Again, hard says Virat Kohli because he would be itching to just get a big one at home in front of the fans for all of us. So I think the fan in me would definitely push for Virat there.
Every time I ask a fan about this question in RCB match, everyone says, including you, says Virat Kohli. The first name that comes into the mind is Virat Kohli. But I must tell you, the other two batters around him, Phil Salt and number 4, even number 3, Rajat Patidar batting fantabulously. So credit where it's due in the top 4 of RCB. Fair enough. Let's take a look at the players to watch out for. Every time I ask a fan about this question in RCB match, everyone says, including you, says Virat Kohli. The first name that comes into the mind is Virat Kohli. But I must tell you, the other two batters around him, Phil Salt. I've gone with my 3 picks: Phil Salt, Virat Kohli, Josh Hazelwood for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. For RR, I'm going for Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shimron Hetmaya, and Jofra Archer. Any other additions from your end, Nia?
Yeah, Preetham, very pleased with the selections you've made. But I think for RCB, I definitely want to include skipper Rajat Patidar. I think he is someone who would clearly look to make a mark. Right, man is leading from the front, has done admirably well. I know certain games didn't go as per RCB's plan, but again, to kind of make that statement in front of the home fans is something I think he'd be itching to do. And I think David Particle, honestly, his performances have gone so much under the radar. I think his cameos have been just stuff of dream. So I'm very excited to see how he goes. I think I just probably add them, the players to watch out for list.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, but would you be thinking about, did RCB make an error of not having him in the playing 11, the rain interrupted game?
Yeah, I think a little bit because there could have been a possibility of including him, but probably the think tank felt, that maybe getting him in at that stage would have possibly not been the ideal move. So hopefully they don't repeat that sort of I'd say error in judgment or just lapse in judgment at that point in time. But David Particle, I think he's another name to watch out for. These are known and familiar conditions for him. The homegrown boy will be raring to go. And on the Rajasthan Royals front, I'm a little tempted to add the name of Dhruv Jurel. I think he's, again, someone who just largely goes under the radar because of how decorated that pattern lineup looks like. I think he is someone who would be again, just raring to go and make a mark. So depends on when he comes in the batting. Perhaps him and Riyan Parag will, be looking to just make the most of it.
Pressure on Riyan Parag a lot because he's the captain, but it's a must-win game for the Rajasthan Royals. Pressure definitely will be on him. If you talk about the top order as well, Nitish Rana has been that inconsistent player. Someday he will go, someday he will not go. That's not going to be good news for Rajasthan Royals because Sanju Samson, whenever he comes with a promising attitude. Maybe he gets going. He got going versus RCB as well in the previous game. But now him not being available, how much are you looking forward to somebody like a Vaibhav Suryavanshi?
I think Vaibhav Suryavanshi is super impressive. I mean, just imagine a 14-year-old announcing his arrival to the biggest stage in the whole of cricketing landscape with a boundary, right? Clearly, giving a lot of us reasons to be worried, like what were we doing when we were 14-year-old? But again, Vaibhav Suryavanshi is definitely one to watch out for. Is giving a lot of reasons to be excited about, right? Hopefully, he gets to play for India in the under-19 side of things, the A team and the senior team as well. At least whatever little we've seen of him, he comes in with a lot of promise. And I think RR's batting will kind of hinge on how he performs right at the top of the order, and later see how the rest of the batting unfolds. Because Jaiswal has been hitting the right notes, scoring those crucial runs, and RR, when you just look at their team dynamic as well, it's a very Indian top order batting, right? So they have probably Shivran Hetmai who's coming in much later, so they would need this Indian spine to actually perform really well and see where that takes them.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Let's see if a youngster once again kickstarts his innings with a maxima. It amazed me in the previous game when he first ball of his IPL career and smashes, I think it was Shardul Thakur, straight over the bowler's head for a maximum. That's unbelievable courage, I must tell you. Okay, fair enough. Let's take a look in the player battles now. Here are my picks now. This one was a mouth-watering battle I witnessed in the previous game, which was won by Phil Salt. Salt versus Jofra. I'm once again looking forward to that. Virat Kohli versus Sandeep Sharma. There's an iconic battle in the IPL. And Yashasvi Jaiswal versus Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is my battle number 3. What's your thought on that? Any other different picks from your end?
I think these are amazing picks, Preetham, no doubt about that. Sandeep Sharma versus Virat Kohli is a battle for the ages that not a lot of people talk about except the broadcasters, when they talk about how many times Sandeep Sharma has Virat Kohli's number. But even I'd love to see someone like Josh Hazelwood, right, versus Yashasvi Jaiswal. I know Yashasvi Jaiswal can be someone who can probably score those runs up front, but then Josh Hazelwood can probably really challenge him. So I'm excited to see how that battle sort of unfolds. Even someone like Yash there, right, versus the openers. Imagine
he's been taking the new ball. Is it surprising you when Yash Dayal is sharing the new ball from the other end compared to Josh Hazelwood?
No doubts here, Preetham, because the minute RCB decided to retain him, they were going to give him, the lion's share of responsibility with the new ball, probably coming in later as well. And he's been executing it to perfection as well. Probably the wicket tally won't tell you as much, but he's been creating those opportunities. So I think Yash Dayal versus the openers is another battle that I'm quite looking forward to.
Okay, that's a very good point. According to you, we'll see that Yash Dayal is going to have the new ball once again. According to you, he has been giving impactful spells with the ball as well. Let's take a look at the predicted playing 11, starting with the home side, RCB. Unchanged 11. Why change something that is not broken for this side? Having a 100% away record, having a 0% home record, coming back to home. But this team looks on paper really good. I think I'm going for Romario Shepherd in place of Liam Livingstone.
Likewise, Preetham, again, I have no complaints with that, because I think we did talk about it a little earlier of how Liam Livingstone hasn't really been in that sort of a form that warrants his place in the side. Might as well bring in someone who can do a like-for-like sort of thing, and Romario Shepherd does answer a lot of those questions. So all in all, I'm very pleased with that playing 11. And let's see who comes in as the impact player as well later on, because we've seen, right, how RCB has also used Surya Sharma coming in later with his widey spin, producing some sort of magic. So I think the playing 11 by itself looks formidable.
Settled playing 11, fair enough. Let's take a look at the Rajasthan Royals playing 11 now. There's the kid at the bottom of your screen, Vaibhav Suryavanshi as your impact player RRR chasing. But the 11 looks good. Lot of responsibility needs to be taken by Nitish Rana, Riyan Parag, Dhruv Churel.
Absolutely, because again, this trio kind of forms the bedrock, right, of the RR batting effort. So they would really need them to come good. It's very unfair to just eventually depend on Yashasvi Jaiswal to bat deep and give you those sort
Correct.
of innings. Riyan Parag had a magical season last time around, so would be very interested to see if he can carry on that form. I think in just today's newspaper, a lot of them were criticizing his captaincy of why he was preferred over Jaiswal. So hopefully he can just prove all of his detractors wrong and perhaps lead from the front, right?
Absolutely, he's getting ample amount of backings from the franchisee. Let's hope he proves it wrong and does well for the franchisee, leading from the front against the high voltage clash. Against the high voltage opponent is RCB at Chinnaswamy. Putting you into the hot seat now, Neha. Let's take a look into the predictions time. Match number 42, Royals versus the Royals, the reverse fixture at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. You being a neutral fan, what is your percentage for this game?
Yeah, so I think I'd probably say 80-20 in favor of RCB, because Rajasthan is clearly struggling. RCB would be wanting to make that sort of an impact, and what better way to open your account at home with a win against the struggling Rajasthan Royals? So a very
Wow.
lofty and ambitious percentage I've given here, Preetham. Hope it ages well in
Absolutely.
your show.
Absolutely. Hope it ages well. Otherwise, there's going to be pressure on you. 80-20, according to you. A broken Rajasthan Royals side. She thinks that the first 2 points at home will be against the Rajasthan Royals tomorrow. Thank you so much, Neha. Thank you to all the viewers as well. Do you guys think the same? Or do you think the curse of Chinnaswamy will continue? Let us know in the comment section as well. Don't forget to subscribe to Fifth Umpire and also the Never on the Back Foot. And also sit back and enjoy. Thank you so much. And bye-bye.